What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Friday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have a nice, sizable 9-game main slate to kick off our weekend here. Last night was a bit rough. Ended up being a pretty gross slate in general. It took like 280 points to cash in tournaments. Somehow that hybrid lineup got there. But nonetheless, wasn't pleased with the performances of the guys I was liking. Hopefully we can bounce back tonight. We've had a great week still thus far, and there's already some decent value out there tonight. So let's get right into it. Before I get into my picks, my sponsored sportsbook is BetUS. The link is below. First-time depositors of $50 or more will get 125% matched. Use promo code JOIN125. One of the most reliable sportsbooks out there. So get over on it today. So for point guard, Patty Mills is an obvious play tonight. He was playing awesome with no Joe Harris on the court. He was starting, seeing over 30 minutes and producing. Now there's no Kevin Durant as well tonight. So the Nets are going to be looking towards guys like Patty Mills outside of James Harden to help fill this void of KD. $4,000 is just far too cheap. He's going to be one of the more popular plays tonight against the Magic. He needs just 20 fantasy points to hit value. Expect him to easily do that tonight. And that brings us into our shooting guard play. Bruce Brown, for the same reasons. There's no reason not to like Bruce Brown. The Nets are obviously now without Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, Nicholas Claxton, and Paul Millsap. Brown is like a shooting guard, small forward kind of guy. He can kind of stretch the court, so expect him to continue to start. He's been playing awesome minutes with the absence of Joe Harris. He's been starting and he's been producing. His price should be, around $5,500 tonight, in my opinion, if not $6,000. He needs just 23 fantasy points to hit value, and he has replicated his last two performances, 33.5 fantasy points in both games, and he does a little bit of everything, which is awesome in terms of fantasy. He can score the ball, he rebounds, he even gets a couple assists in there, and he's very active on the defensive end. He has steals in the last 5 games, 2 or more steals in 4 of those 5 games. So he's active on both sides of the court. He's a great play in all formats tonight. Small forward, I'm going back to Tim Hardaway. He has the same exact matchup, same circumstances tonight as he did last game. They're playing once again in Phoenix, and Doncic is looking like he's going to be out of this game once again. He is currently doubtful tonight. I expect him not to play, and Hardaway saw great usage behind Porzingis with the absence of Luka Doncic. 36 minutes in the game against Phoenix, 22 points, 4 assists. He got 35.5 fantasy points. Just 29 fantasy points to hit value tonight, and he's done that in 4 out of his last 5 games. And obviously with no Doncic, there's so much usage to go around this Mavs lineup. Porzingis obviously has a high ceiling, and Brunson as well is going to get a lot of usage. For power forward, let's go to Scotty Barnes. I had him last night. Didn't really pan out, but a lot of guys didn't pan out last night. His minutes are there. You got to have a short-term memory with DFS. The play is still right tonight for him. His price is staying at $6,800. He needs just 33 fantasy points to hit value. He's averaging that on the year, and without OG Anunoby, I think that's how you say it. That last name is an absolute mouthful. He's going to see a ton of minutes. He saw a ton of minutes even with OG on the court. Without OG, he's going to play even more. Crazy minutes, 39, 38, 39, and 35. He needs, like I said, just 33 fantasy points, and his matchup is as good as it gets against the Kings tonight. This game has the highest over-under on tonight's slate. Probably not going to be the only guy I pick from this game at the end of things here tonight. For center, I'm looking at Wendell Carter once again. He was in foul trouble last game, didn't see as many minutes, 24 minutes, had a pretty bad game. and still got 25 fantasy points. His floor seems to be at least 25, and at 6,200 in cash games, if your guy's to have a bad game and get 25 when he only needs 30 fantasy points for value, it's not the worst thing. So for the reason that he has such a high floor and stays so consistent, I like him in cash games tonight at center. I don't think center is a great position right now. Things will probably open up as we get closer to lock, but as of in the early afternoon, Wendell Carter is a big man that I'm looking at tonight against the Nets. That'll sum up today's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. As usual, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until next time, have a great weekend. I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. See ya.